life of purpose.
Purpose.
And
What is purpose?
following your intuition. We are both very intuitive people. You know, as healers, as creative artist type people, we are very connected to this inner voice that we have. But it wasn't always that fluid connection. I mean, we're still growing in it, but it wasn't always a fluid connection. I didn't always trust my inner voice fully. I
think we were always intuitive per se, but we just necessarily did not know how to navigate it and move it and do the things that we want to do.
And utilize it and understand what. So for instance,
listen.
That's the key, is listening, right? So something like us moving over here, we moved to Thailand and we didn't exactly know where we were going to live. We didn't exactly know all the logistics of it, but we had enough faith in our intuition and each other, obviously, for us to be able to follow through.
And it was part of the purpose.
So I think that this is a nice ending topic, because everything that we talked about beforehand leads up to how do you develop your intuition. Silence is key. If you take quiet time, right? Take quiet time to be silent and try the things that your intuition is leading you to try. If your intuition is leading you to eat better, just do it. Just say that, you know what, I'm not going to go and eat this junk food or whatever. If it's saying go ahead and take your yoga class, if it's saying breathe, if it's saying
pick up an instrument,
anything. I'm saying things that I'm particularly interested in, but it could be a variety of things. Maybe it's speaking at your congregation, maybe it's helping a youth group. Anything that you can think
bringing
of.
People together. You might be someone who can bring people together.
Bring people together. If you want to start preparing food, anything, networking, anything that you feel your heart calling to you, that is your talent. That is your creative voice. It doesn't have to look like anybody else's perception of what creativity is. When we started setting out to share our work through AARK movement, right, creating your archetype anatomy through regenerative kinetics, it has to do with movement and it has to do with creativity. We both are physical people. We've been athletes. We've been trainers and healers for a long period of time, and we found our spiritual center through the physical body. So because we found it this way, we wanted to help people learn how to breathe, learn how to move, in order to help them get in tune with themselves.
And be more efficient. And reverse your aging, longevity. All these things, when you work with the body and the mind in conjunction, as well as the spirit. And you may not hear us talk about spirit things a lot, because there's so many people who we know that come from so many different backgrounds of spiritual awareness.
But the truth really is, this is what it's all about.
This is what it's really about, you know, because no matter what religion you are, you're always going to have to come back to the temple. There's not a religion on the planet that does not speak about the temple. The temple. What is the temple? This is your temple.
This is it.
And guess what? The temple is comprised of organs, meaning that the temple and the organs, the sound of the organs, the frequency of the organs are instruments.
Bring the
your
spirit
kidneys.
through. Bring the spirit through. Now, what is that spirit? Bringing the spirit in is
bringing the spirit as the breath, right? So when you take a breath, you're inspiring and you're expiring. So each breath, inspiriting, right? So when we get into the basics of spirituality, the first one is understanding the breath, right? Because this is the precursor to all your emotions and seeking the kingdom first. And what is the kingdom? I'm not going to go into that, but that is a mystery still, right? There's a mystery behind that. Seeking the kingdom first is not just something that's outside there. It's not outside.
No.
It's very much closely connected to the temple in which you reside, right? If you were to go into a temple, right, and you said, this is my church is called the Temple of Christ, you would expect for that temple to be clean. If you went into a church that was nasty,
that was funky,
that was nasty,
that was
smell like some corn chips or something, right?
There was dirt all over
smell like some corn fixing and chips, like some feet, right?
Come on, you are
not talking about
temple.
This is the Christ of God.
No.
This is the temple of God. No, you would
not.
not.
Stop fronting.
Why, if this is your temple that houses the Christ, right? Like this man-made building that you say is the temple, right?
Right.
But you deny that the Christ exists in here,
Yes.
or the God or whatever you want to call it,
Right.
exists in here.
And this is not just about Christianity. It's not about
not
any
about none of
particular
that.
religion. The truth is that we have connections to people from all types of religions, all cultures, all walks of life. And the belief is that God gave us this gift of life to experience His
Life.
glory, to experience nature. And if we've been given these tools, all right, even if we're in a situation where we don't see or we can't hear, all right, the fact is that most people who are looking at this can hear and can see and have all their digits. You are extremely
Fingers, hands,
blessed,
toes. I mean, you
all
can get
right?
up and walk and go.
Yes,
do
and
something.
go whenever you feel like it. You can make the choice to do whatever you want to do. So to me, when I think about my life, it's not so much based on because I'm trying to get to a paradise after. I'm just trying to live a life of gratitude.
Now,
Thank you, right now.
Now,
like, yo, I got these fingers.
W. Right now. Gratitude for the hands I have,
for the breath,
the eyes that can
see, like,
the breath that I breathe right this minute.
Right this moment. The fact that I can choose something. I can get up and walk here and I can live a crazy life, or I can get and put something vital into my body. Thank you, God, for the opportunity.
I could drink the cognac, or I could drink a bottle of water.
Or I can drink a bottle of water. I can be talking crazy to my husband, or I can be loving to my husband and to my children and to myself. So this act of caring for yourself needs to stop being in the phase and in the realm of something that people do who are into that kind of stuff. Oh, you're into health, or you're into wellness. No, as a responsible...
We're into the law.
We're into the law. As
the
a responsible,
laws that exist.
Good, moral, kind person, it's our responsibility to care for this gift that was given and be the example for this generation that's coming underneath us, so that as a human family, we can excel and we can raise. When we see craziness in the world, I always say that the craziness we see is reflective of the irresponsibility of individuals to see their vices and try to overcome it. So when people are up in arms about craziness that's going on in the world outside of them, I always think to myself, yes, it's good to care. It's good to be concerned, and it's good to speak your mind about issues outside of you. But how do you take that frustration and channel it into working on how to make your individual self better, your home better, your relationships better? If that frustration doesn't channel you to change your life, then it's just an escape. It's something for you to place your frustration in because you haven't got the courage yet up enough for you to face your own vices. All right? That's just the honest to God truth. Because you cannot, you can't change the world outside of you. Keep it basic. Every day, make your life a form of resistance. Make your life a form of rebellion. Make your life an example. That's what we ask you to do, and hopefully we can just help in that process.
And stay simple, man.
Stay simple.
When I say simple, I mean simple. Eat simple.
Eat simple.
Think simple. Make your life simple. It doesn't have to be complicated.
No.
It doesn't. I'm gonna tell you, the masters work in simplicity.
Peace, family. Thank you so much for supporting AARK Movement. If you found what we share to be helpful in your life, make sure that you
subscribe,
like,
share.
Peace.
Peace.